In the NFL, you like your brand is like to be tough, to be strong, to be someone that people don't want to mess with. Like, if you've built a reputation, like you spent 10 years in the league building this reputation as this tough guy, right? And then something really embarrassing happens, like, like you're in a play and for some reason your shorts come down and your underpants show. Like it could do such damage, especially in this day and age where, things go viral so quickly.
NFL is full of embarrassing moments, like losing a touchdown because you tripped, slipping up on an easy kick, or celebrating way too early. These are the most embarrassing moments in NFL history. And at number 20, pay attention to this fan, because he's about to embarrass an NFL security guard.
Oh!
Man got his ankles broken. Even the players were laughing. And at number 19,
he juked it.
Mark Sanchez had the most embarrassing fumble in NFL history.
Oh!
And Sanchez gets hit. The ball is loose and it's alive.
Oh,
I've never seen this before in my life. Watch this. He's going to fumble the football.
Bro got hit by a dump truck. But Ronald Darby was hating at number 18, cause when he was a rookie, his teammates tied him to a goalpost so they could humiliate him.
Hey, we'll be back in like 10-15 minutes, right?
That is not how you want to start your career. But it's not.
I mean, that's like hazing, though. Any kind of like, frat or group, like usually, there's going to be some kind of hazing process.
How you start, it's how you finish. Like at number 17, when Daniel Jones had a wide open touchdown. But as he was running down the field, this happened.
He is gone. Trying to stay upright and he trips. Absolutely all alone and he trips.
Did this man
What happened there, bro? Just like, what happened? Stay on your feet.
and just get tackled by Casper the Ghost? That's spooky. But number 16 is gonna haunt Quay Walker forever, because he got ejected from a game and started crying. See, after a player got hurt, the medical staffer ran onto the field, and when the staffer slightly moved Quay out of the way, Quay decided to assault them.
Oh, what did you do that for?
Oh, he pushed a member of the athletic training staff. That's ridiculous. Wow.
But the crazy thing is, he's done this twice, because after a play against the Bills, he shoved one of their coaches for no good reason. So, of course,
Bro, calm down. Like, I get it. It's the heat of the moment, but, chill out, dude.
Of course, he was ejected, and immediately after, he was caught crying.
Well, in this drive, Quay Walker up the tunnel. He knows the emotion got the worst of him.
You can't cry after throwing the first punch. That is just embarrassing. But look, sometimes as coaches that end up looking stupid. Cause at number 15, a coach embarrassed himself by trying to end a player's career. See, during a game between the Jets and Dolphins, Nolan Girl was running down the field when Jets assistant coach, Sal Alosi, stuck his knee out and tripped him.
As he's running out, he was almost tripped by the Jet strength and conditioning coach.
Wow.
Stuck his knee out there. Clearly, more on that coming up in a minute.
I bet you that.
Man, a coach interfering with the game is already embarrassing enough, but trying to hurt a player too.
That's
it's no wonder the dude got fired immediately after. And fire might.
What was he thinking? I get it. You want to help your team win, but you can't do that. Come on.
Gillisley too, cause at number 14, the man forgot how to play football. See, during a game against the Jets, Mike was supposed to receive the kick, but when the ball ended up landing in the end zone, he did nothing. He just stood there and looked at it. So the Jets scored the easiest touchdown ever.
Goes to get it. Now Gillisley tracks it down in the end zone.
You can't let it go.
That's a touchdown. Yeah. What are the Bills doing?
Dog, did his controller disconnect? The hell's
Why did he let it go? Why did he let it go?
going on? It's like the man just lagged out. But the Bengals were glitching at number 13, cause they celebrated way too early. See, in an overtime game against the Packers, the Bengals were one field goal away from winning, and when Evan McPherson kicked it, he thought he hit a game winner, so he started celebrating, only to realize he actually missed.
No.
Now let's take a look. Keep an eye on the flag up top, Jonathan.
Oh, no.
It hits the flag. McPherson thought he made it. Right.
Dude, that was so close. Just wide.
He started to celebrate.
Oh,
That is no good, my friend. No good.
Man really thought he won it all. And so did Matt Hasselbeck in number 12.
That's so unlucky,
he had the
though.
most embarrassing trash talk moment of all time. See, during a playoff game, the Seahawks were headed to overtime. And after winning the coin flip, Matt decided to talk some trash.
What do you call? I'd like to call heads. Heads is called.
Look at him, he's laughing.
Heads! Seattle has won the toss. We won the ball, we're going to score. Turn around.
Oh, boy.
Now, after saying something cocky like that to your opponent,
We won the ball, we're going to score.
you can just imagine how this might go. Cause about 4 minutes later, he threw a terrible pass and got his team eliminated.
They're coming. The pass
Oh, no.
back the other way. The Green Bay Packers advance. Touchdown, Allen Harris.
Yeah, that's why you talk trash after the game. But anyways, number 11.
That's a tough one because he was just confident. He was just a bit confident, you know, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it just went wrong. You know, sometimes it goes like that.
11. We gotta mention a play so embarrassing, it ruined the Seahawks. See, in 2015, the Seahawks were in Super Bowl 49, and with 25 seconds left, it was looking amazing. They were only down 4, and had the ball on the 1-yard line. So statistically speaking, they had an 85% chance of scoring. But not only that, Seattle had Marshawn Lynch, the best running back in the entire league. So all they had to do was run the ball. That's
Yeah.
it. Just run the ball.
I remember this one. Why didn't they run the ball? What was Pete Carroll thinking?
But instead, they threw the game away.
Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler. Unreal. Malcolm Butler, who almost made the phenomenal play
Why?
that wound up in
Why?
Carson's arms. There are flags on the field for a celebration. Amazing.
Because of this play, the Seahawks were never the same. Their coach got destroyed by the media, their players lost confidence, and they haven't been back to the Super Bowl since. But look,
I mean, didn't they just win the Super Bowl? I think they did. So they're back. But still, can someone explain to me what the thought process was for throwing instead of running it and giving it to Marshawn? Didn't they want him to get the glory or something?
the top 10. So these moments aren't just embarrassing, they're straight up humiliating. And we gotta mention the time that the Minnesota Vikings were caught doing something so embarrassing, it got them arrested. See, in the middle of the 2005 season, the Vikings had a week off from any games. And while most teams spend that time recovering, resting, and getting ready for the next game, the Vikings had a different plan for their week off. See, they rented these 2 gigantic houseboats and invited every woman they could find for a 24-hour rager. And they knew it was gonna be crazy. So before entering, everyone had to sign an NDA. But as the night went on, all hell broke loose. Cause players started breaking into people's houses and urinating on their lawns. Eventually though, the police showed up and shut the whole thing down, arresting 4 players, including Dante Culpepper. So despite all the contracts that were signed, the media ended up finding out what happened, and the next day embarrassed the hell out of the Vikings, cause they exposed that all of the women on the boat were paid to be there. You know, like friendly women that get hired. And as soon as the owner found out, he lost his damn mind.
The first day back, we had a team meeting where Ziggy Wilf, the owner, called a team meeting.
And he's literally almost got tears coming from his eyes. And he rips us a new one. Like all of us, like to the point where his lip is shaking. It's only like 2 or 3 guys in there that just know they scot-free, like Chris Cluey, because they wasn't there.
He gets up in front of everyone and just starts dressing guys down. And, you know, and rightfully so, this reflected really badly on him.
The scolding went on for like 45 minutes. It's like,
Wow.
your mom, you really done pushed her to the brink.
Wow, they were just getting, for 45 minutes straight, getting the hairdryer treatment. I mean, they deserved it. They deserved it.
He just kept coming and he just wouldn't stop to the point he was repeating himself, but you knew he meant everything that was coming out of his mouth.
Wait, hold on, wait a second. They're sleeping with women, acting like savages, and they're on a boat. I think they might be the real Vikings. But I think the Falcons are some real idiots in number 9, because they made the most embarrassing trade in NFL history.
was
See, in
funny.
1991, the Falcons drafted Brett Favre, a future NFL legend. But the coach, Jerry Glanville, hated the pick because he thought
Why?
the kid was too immature for his team. So he tormented Brett every single day, nicknaming him Mississippi Mud, mocking him about his playtime, and even saying it would take a plane crash to put him in a game.
Jesus, what was his problem? Why did he hate him so much?
You're not going to play tonight?
Let me, I will.
I tell you what, we got to have 2 plane wrecks and 4 quarterbacks go down and you're it.
But the coach wasn't done there, because after convincing the front office, he managed to get Brett traded.
Actually sitting in the kitchen that day, we were eating boiled crawfish and drinking beer. I got 2 phone calls. One was just telling me, you've been traded, and the next phone call was from Ron Wolf.
Ron Wolf traded a first-round draft pick to bring him to Green Bay.
This ended up becoming the most embarrassing trade in NFL history, because on Green Bay, Brett ended up winning a Super Bowl, becoming the all-time leader in passing touchdowns at the time, and winning 3 MVPs. Meanwhile, the Falcons haven't won shit. But look, Favre messed up.
That dude was an idiot. Even if you don't rate the guy, what do you get from, he's your player, he's on your roster. Why talk down to him that much and bring his confidence down? Because you might need him. What kind of management? Diabolical.
Big time in number 8, because he humiliated himself by showing the world his pigskin. See, when Brett Favre was on the Jets in 2008, life was perfect. He was a star player and was married with a beautiful family. But after the Jets hired a new employee, Favre forgot how to act. This is Jen Sturger, a former model turned reporter. And when Favre set his eyes on her, he just had to have her. So he had a Jets employee get Jen's number for him and immediately started blowing up her phone by sending her creepy voicemails, calling her dozens of times in a row when she wouldn't answer, and even asking her to come to his hotel room.
Jen, just got done with practice. I'm going back to the hotel and just chill. So, send me a text, because I'll be in the building for a couple hours. Love to have you come over tonight.
Now, up to this point, Jen had never even met Favre, so she just ignored all of his messages. Till suddenly, Favre took things way too far, because out of nowhere, he started sending her nudes, including
Oh, come on, dog. You can't do that, man. At least you got to have some kind of relationship going, where, you don't just send unsolicited nudes. Come on.
Videos of him doing some nasty stuff, and Jen was immediately disgusted by it all. So she exposed his ass to the world, leaking the voicemails and photos, even bringing the NFL in to investigate.
George, I think the one thing that I want to make clear is that I don't know him. I've never met him. We've never met. There was no relationship. There was no affair. Everyone out there has this perception that I'm a homewrecker and I'm a gold digger. I'm none of those things. I've never met Brett Favre.
But because the league took so long to...
Dude, he was thirsty. Brett, what was your problem, man?
investigate the matter, Favre didn't want to cooperate or hand over his phone. So all they could do was fine him $50,000. Yeah, he got off easy. But Billy Cundiff had it rough, because in number 7, he missed the easiest field goal of his life, and it cost his team a Super Bowl. During the 2012 playoffs, the Ravens were down 3 with 15 seconds left, one kick away from making it to the Super Bowl. So Billy lined up for an easy 32-yard field goal, a kick that he should be able to do in his sleep. But then, this happened.
In the fourth quarter on field goals, 32 yards to tie it. And the kick, look out! Look out! It's no good! It's no good!
I thought that was in.
That kick was 32 yards off. And the most embarrassing part is the Ravens ended up dropping Billy immediately after. I kind of feel bad for him, but I feel even worse for Jets fans in number 6, because we gotta mention the most embarrassing loss.
To get fired immediately after not making the kick is harsh. I get it. Super disappointing. His job is to make kicks, right? But to drop him immediately? Or what do you guys think? Do you think that it's perfectly acceptable to do that? I feel like that's a bit harsh.
In NFL history. See, in 2016, the Cleveland Browns sucked. And I mean really sucked, because they lost their first 14 games and ended the season with a record of 1-15. But going into the 2017 season, somehow things got even worse, because the team ended up losing every single game. That is 0-16. So at this point, nobody wanted to be the team that finally lost to the Browns. But
0-16? Oh my God. That's the worst record I've ever seen, I think.
On September 20th, 2018, the Jets made history for all the wrong reasons, when with 20 seconds left in the game, they threw the worst pass possible.
Your signal like it did now.
On 2nd down and 12, Darnold airs it out.
Interception.
Downfield pass is
intercepted
by Mitchell. Browns are going to win.
After 635 days,
wow.
The Browns finally won a game, and the Jets took one of the worst L's of all time.
635 days. That's like almost 2 years. They hadn't won a game in 2 years?
But at least number 5 has a happy ending, because we gotta talk about the time that the owner of the Patriots was involved in a massage parlor scandal.
I've heard about this one. I've been wanting to hear what happened here.
2019, the Patriots were trying to finish off their season the right way. They were in the playoffs, hoping to get to the Super Bowl. But days before the big game, Patriots owner Robert Kraft was facing a lot of pressure to win. So he decided to go to Orchids of Asia Day Spa in Boston to get a little relief. But there were 2 big problems with that. The massage parlor was getting a little too handsy, if you know what I mean. And there were cameras everywhere. So a few weeks later, on February 22nd, police announced that they had 5 surveillance cameras that caught Kraft red-handed. And they'd be charging him on 2 counts of soliciting favors, which immediately ruined his legacy.
Jupiter police say Robert Kraft, he's the owner of the New England Patriots, paid a prostitute for sex.
Yes, sir. He is one of the individuals.
Who he is.
That would be Mr. Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots?
Yes, sir.
And what is he being charged with?
He's being charged with the same offenses as the others, and that is soliciting another to commit prostitution.
All right, you know what? Never mind. That's not a happy ending. And neither was number 4.
I'm just so surprised. Like, a guy like Robert Kraft, he's probably a billionaire, right? This guy has billions and billions of dollars. Like, he couldn't do this on the down low. Like, because I'm not naive. Loads of people probably do this kind of thing, right? Why would you just walk into a random massage parlor and try and get them to do that? Like, wouldn't you have your assistant find you someone, have them brought over to your mansion or something?
Or, see, when you're a rookie, it's usually okay to make some mistakes. I mean, teams are usually understanding. But one rookie made such an embarrassing play, it ended his career. See, in 2010, the Giants needed to beat the Eagles to secure a spot in the playoffs. And with 10 seconds left, the game was tied. So the Giants had no choice but to punt the ball out of bounds and force the game to go into overtime to try and win there. That's when the Giants called in rookie Matt Dodge to punt it. But somehow, he made the worst play possible by kicking the ball straight into Deshaun Jackson's hands.
Waits. And it's a line drive kick. Jackson bobbles it and now has to try and recover. Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding? Deshaun Jackson.
Oh my God.
Still not in and now in for the touchdown, no flags. Unbelievable.
Man, that coach was fuming, and we never saw Matt Dodge after that, because he was cut from the Giants and never played in the NFL again.
Wow. They cut him and that was his career over. Dude, the NFL is ruthless. One mistake could cost you your career.
But look, dog, we're in the top 3 now, so things are getting straight up shameful. And we gotta talk about how the NFL embarrassed itself so hard, they almost lost all their fans. See, to become an official NFL ref, you gotta have years of experience as a ref in college. You have to pass extensive tests, and you have to go through hours of training by former NFL referees. But in 2012, after the NFL refused to pay the refs a fair salary, they went on strike, telling the league they wouldn't work unless there were some drastic changes. And with the season just a few weeks away, the NFL was left with no choice but to hire a bunch of scrubs off the street with—
No way. So the NFL, rather than pay the refs properly, they hired just some random refs. Come on, guys. That's just so cheap.
no proper training. I mean, they were hiring high school football refs, middle school basketball refs, police officers. Hell, they even had one guy who was literally a fan. I'm not kidding. They had to pull him before the start of the game after finding out he was just some Saints fan from Facebook. And well, this went about as horribly as you could imagine, cause the refs were out there blowing calls and messing up the rules, even making decisions that completely ruined games. But after 3 straight weeks of embarrassing themselves, and with the pressure from fans, the NFL finally cracked and made a deal with their refs by giving them a fair salary and better benefits. Now, there's a moment that
I cannot believe that the NFL, which is probably worth tens of billions of dollars, was so cheap there. That's incredible. Just pay him like you need him to pay him.
That was not only embarrassing, but it cost the team millions. See, in 2007, every single team had their eyes on one guy, a 6'6", 240-pound quarterback named JaMarcus Russell. And this dude was a beast. In college, he won the Manning Award, was named SEC First Team, and had some of the most ridiculous arm strength we had ever seen. But unfortunately for everyone else, it was the Oakland Raiders who had the #1 pick. So they scooped his ass up immediately, picking him over guys like Adrian Peterson, Calvin Johnson, and even Marshawn Lynch. And they gave this man the world, signing JaMarcus to a 6-year, $61 million contract. But when it came time to play, JaMarcus was trash. He couldn't pass the ball, he was getting sacked like crazy, and going into his 3rd year, he became...
But hang on a minute, how could he not pass the ball? I thought he won a bunch of awards in college. Like, to win those awards in college, surely he would have needed to pass the ball?
Became unplayable because he came into training camp at 305 pounds. But what's even worse is that he didn't even care. He wasn't working hard during practice or workouts. I mean, he was even lying about studying film to the point where his coaches sent him blank tapes to catch him lying. And after playing only 31 games, JaMarcus had thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. So eventually, the Raiders had enough and cut his ass, making him the worst quarterback and #1 pick of all time.
How do you get to this point? You've got a $60 million deal. You've made it. All you got to do is watch some tape, go to the gym, and not eat junk food every day. Like, how do guys like this blow it so much? Like he fumbled it so badly. Like, you wouldn't fumble it this bad, I'm sure.
And the entire world is still clowning this man to this day.
I am a person that believes in second chances. I think America is the land of second chances, except for when it comes to this dude, Mr. Jabba the Hutt, you fat, slovenly, no good, lazy.
Oh, come on, that's a little strong.
And listen.
Look at the necklaces.
If he spent as much time in the film room as he did at the jewelry store, he'd be a much better quarterback.
That's unbelievable how much jewelry he's got on.
Oh my God, they were burning his jersey.
Man, I kind of feel bad for him. They made that man a disgrace. But there's still one more embarrassing moment that we gotta talk about, because the Falcons hold the most embarrassing record in NFL history. See, during Super Bowl 51, the Falcons were destroying the Patriots 28-3. And with only 17 minutes left in the game, it was looking like the Falcons were gonna be Super Bowl champions. But all of a sudden, the Falcons' defense completely collapsed, giving up 25 straight points and sending the game into overtime. And just 4 minutes into OT, the Falcons made history for all the wrong reasons by blowing the biggest lead in Super Bowl history.
Could this have been like insider betting? Maybe they put a bet on themselves, because that's happened in other sports.
Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl! Brady has his 5th! What a comeback!
What kind of shit is this? Patriots. Motherfuckers came back, girl.
Yeah, it doesn't get more embarrassing than that.
How?
But have you heard about this football player that made it to NFL tryouts with half a body? What about the NFL quarterback who weighed in at 560 pounds and was forced to leave the NFL? Or even the 7-foot giant who was too big for the NFL? Look, if you want to hear more about that, then you need to...
Wow. JaMarcus Russell. What the hell? I mean, dude, you put in all the work in high school, in college, you made it to the league, you got drafted #1 pick, you know, you got a big debut contract. All he had to do was do his job. Like, I cannot believe you would do all of that work and turn up way overweight, like 70 pounds overweight he was. Like, I cannot believe it. Like, he could have made like hundreds of millions of dollars, but junk food, pizza and fried chicken and all that stuff was way more attractive to him than hundreds of millions of dollars. I cannot believe he fumbled it so much. Like, as the kids say, that he fumbled the bag, like, just diabolically. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, I'm going to link a very similar one right below here, and I will see you there.